Mrs. Lauder.
Oh, it's you. Come on in.
Do you know an Ethan Goldberg?
Oh, Ethan Goldberg. Yeah, I know him.
Who is he?
An accountant. We used him to handle taxes and complicated documents for the business. Not full-time, just on a consultant basis. Wait, is he involved in this?
Not anymore. He's dead.
What? Since when?
About a week or two ago. Murdered.
My God, what is happening?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Do the initials JDM mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not. Should they?
They were in a letter addressed to your husband.
Really? Well, I'm sorry, but I have no idea.
I'm going to leave now. I'll see what else I can discover.
Thanks, I guess.
Yes?
I was hoping you could tell me something about Ethan Goldberg. I know he used to work here.
Ethan? Oh, what a tragedy. That man did wonders for this community. It's a shame what happened to him.
You know about his death?
Of course, I conducted the funeral service myself.
I recently found out that Ethan Goldberg and Jack Lauder did business together.
Really? I'm not surprised. Ethan offered his services to many people. He was a whiz with an adding machine. So I heard.
Do the initials JDM mean anything to you?
A set of initials?
Yes.
My, how enigmatic.
I was hoping you'd know what they...
I'm afraid...
Good night to you, Rabbi Zelig.
Good night to you, Rabbi Stone.
Mrs. Lauder.
Oh, it's you. Come on in.
Have you ever heard of the name Joe DeMarco?
Joe? Joe. Yes, I've heard of Joe. He was one of our first investors.
He invested in Charming?
Yes.
Why did you need an investor?
Well, we didn't have much money to start the business with. All the banks saw us as a poor risk, so we needed independent investors.
Have you ever met Joe?
Jack handled the money stuff, although I know Jack didn't like him.
Why not?
He didn't say, he just didn't like him. But we were desperate, so we had no choice.
How did they meet each other?
I think they were introduced at the temple of all places.
At Temple. So Joe DeMarco is Jewish?
Maybe. Why?
DeMarco is not a very Jewish name.
And that's important to you, is it?
Not to me, no. But it's certainly significant. Do you know anything about Ethan G. meeting up with Joe DeMarco?
I'm afraid not. If they met, I'm sure it had something to do with the business. Ethan was our accountant and Joe was our primary investor, although I have no idea what they'd want to talk about.
You really think Joe DeMarco is Jewish?
I told you, I have no idea.
I'm going to leave now. I'll see what else I can discover.
Thanks, I guess.
Yes?
Does the name Joe DeMarco mean anything to you?
DeMarco?
Yes.
Sounds Italian. Other than that, it means nothing. Sorry.
Do you know anything about Ethan G. meeting up with Joe DeMarco?
In all honesty, I have no idea who Joe DeMarco is. So I'm afraid the answer is no.
I was hoping you could tell me something. I know he used...
Ethan? Oh, what a that meets.
You...
Of course, I can... Really? I'm not. He was a...
Did a Joe DeMarco ever belong to this temple?
DeMarco. That's hardly a Jewish name.
I know.
Although, it's difficult to say. As I told you, it's difficult to keep track of individual congregation members.
He was an investor in Jack Lauder's company. Does that mean anything to you?
I don't know. Should it?
No, I suppose not. Doesn't any of this strike you as odd?
Should it?
Two Jewish men, both in business together and both belonging to the same synagogue, are killed within 2 weeks of each other. A third man, who may or may not be Jewish, is nowhere to be found. There are only two connections between these three men. One is Jack's business, the other is this synagogue.
Rabbi Stone, I hope you're not suggesting anything...
I'm not.
Let me finish. People all over the world use religious communities to network and conduct business. This is nothing new. You know this, Rabbi Stone. If there is a connection, it has to do with their business dealings and nothing to do with Beth Tikva. I won't stand for our reputation being tarnished. Do I make myself clear?
As crystal.
I'm glad we understand each other. Now, if you'll excuse me, it is rather late.
I understand. I'll see myself out.
Wait, let me give you my card. Feel free to email me if you have any more questions.
Evening.
Yeah?
Nice night.
Whatever.
So what's your name?
Look, could you leave me alone?
Do you know Joe DeMarco?
Sure I do. That's my name.
Really?
Yeah. What of it?
You're a hard guy to track down.
Well, yippee. You found me. What do you want?
What's your beef with Ethan Goldberg?
Never heard of him.
Your name appears in connection with his.
Lots of Ethan Goldbergs. Lots of Joe DeMarcos. Both are common names. You got nothing. So leave me alone.
Ethan was killed just outside of this bar.
Coincidence. You still got nothing.
Your name comes up yet again, Mr. DeMarco, this time in several emails addressed to Rabbi Zelig.
So?
So what's the deal?
It wasn't me. It was another Joe.
Can it? Sing another tune, because I'm sick of the old one. It's enough evidence to book you if I choose to go to the police. So are you gonna tell me what's going on?
Fine. You want to talk? Let's talk. But not here. Follow me. Come on, Rabbi. We'll have more privacy down here. You've pissed off the wrong people, Rabbi. I had no problem with you, but now I gotta kill you.
I see. You're an assassin.
I had a feeling you were smart. Your people are in this very, very deep.
My people? You mean the Jews?
A very cozy operation.
What sort of operation was this?
Don't think I'll be doing that. Professional courtesy. Say goodbye.
You think I'll go so easily?
Don't make me laugh, old man.
Do you really think you'll get away with this?
I've been getting away with this since I was 12 years old.
How does a 12-year-old commit murder?
Same as anyone. Someone asked me to, so I did.
Do you do everything people ask you to?
If the price is right.
What happened to you? Why are you so angry?
Stop asking me these stupid questions! I am what I am, alright?
Why are you being so defensive?
I am not being defensive.
Are you hiding from something?
What? No! What the hell are you talking about?
Are you hiding behind that knife?
Well, no!
Care to prove it?
What?
Go on. You don't need the knife? Prove it, or are you nothing but a nebbish?
You son of a bitch. I don't need a knife to take your sorry ass. Heh. Old man, you're funny. You think your God's going to help you out of this?
Perhaps. Perhaps not. But my 4 years on the B'nai B'rith Yeshiva High School boxing team will even the odds.
What the hell, man?
Perhaps you didn't hear me the first time. Now, do I have your attention?
Let me go, man.
You have two choices. You can answer my questions, or I throw you onto the tracks.
What? You're crazy.
Am I? Train's coming. Make your choice.
Fine. Fine.
Who sent you? Answer!
Zelig.
Zelig?
He's hooked in deep with the mafioso. Did you know that? He'd find struggling businessmen like your friends Jack and Ethan, and then hooked them up with investors.
Investors?
Mafia investors.
He got them involved with the mob?
Yes. He got them in debt so deep they needed a tractor to pull them out. When they refused to pay, I was called in to take care of them.
So you killed Jack Lauder and Ethan Goldberg?
Yes.
I see. Well, one question remains. What should I do with you?
Just let me go.
Well... Perhaps you still have some purpose to fill. I've done all I can. I've shown mercy. The rest is up to God. Hello? Mrs. Lauder? Rodshri? Hello? Oh no. A note? Zelig. Jack, I'm sorry, Jack. As a man, I wished you all the happiness in the world, but as a rabbi, as a religious leader out of duty, I could not accept it. Can you understand? Jack! Jack, forgive me, Jack. I'm sorry I cast you out. I'm sorry my actions sent you down this path. Get a hold of yourself, Stone. This isn't your doing. Zelig.
Enter. Rabbi Stone, how good of you to come.
You didn't leave me much choice, Rabbi Zelig.
That's not entirely fair. You could have walked away.
I made a commitment.
And you're so good at those, aren't you?
Tell me what you want.
I only want this, Stone. You're going to walk over to the balcony. Take a nice long look at the view. Enjoy it. It costs a bundle. Then, when you have thought carefully about what brought you here, you're going to jump over the edge.
You can forget it.
Oh, really? Not even to save her life?
You bargain with a woman's life? You can go to hell.
Tut, Stone, your loyalty to this shiksa is admirable, but I have no love of either of you. I can just as easily shoot her than you and throw you both off the balcony. I'd prefer to avoid complications, but it's the same to me either way.
You think you'll get away with this?
You have no idea what you're messing with, Stone. This goes way beyond you or me.
I don't claim to see what lies beyond. All I see is a man charged with leading his people, but instead leads them to their deaths.
It's not that simple, Stone. It never is. Pull your head out of the clouds and take a look around. This is how the world works. So, are you going to jump? Or is this going to get messy?
Alright, you win, Zelig. You hold all the cards.
Good boy. He can be taught. Start walking. Now, open the door, Stone. Wait, there's one more thing.
Stop!
Zelig! You son of a...
DeMarco, you idiot! It's not enough you bungle your assignment. You show up here? Did anyone follow you?
I want my money!
You want what you deserve? Fine. What? Are you going to say he didn't deserve it?
He certainly served his purpose.
Now, move. All this bloodshed sickens me. Kenneth, Stone, you're on the edge. Now die with dignity and jump. Your bravado is irritating. Now, jump! Your capacity for pain is indeed impressive. I'm almost tempted to watch you bleed where you stand. But time is short. Now jump or die. Well, what are you waiting for?
Just admiring the view.
Yes, it is nice, isn't it? You momser! You are a nothing! What's this? You think you can knock me out like some common street punk? I am Amos Zelig! I've spearheaded the strongest Jewish synagogue in Manhattan for over 30 years. Who are you, little rabbi?
Who do you think I am?
Those tricks won't work with me, Stone. I've been playing that game since you were knee-high to my tuchus. You think you can out-rabbi me?
You call yourself a Jew?
You call yourself a hero?
How can you face God knowing what you've done?
God knows more than anyone how the world works. I'm sure he understands.
Are there others like you?
More than you can possibly imagine.
Is this how a rabbi acts?
This is how the world acts.
How can you live with yourself?
With power, respect, and money, I manage quite well.
You really think God will understand your actions?
God knows what is necessary. I'm sure he understands.
Are you happy with this life, Zelig?
Yes, are you?
You really think you can win this fight?
You think you can shut up?
I ask again, how can you live with yourself?
All the prestige and respect money can buy, Stone. I live quite comfortably.
Is all this worth your soul, Zelig?
I'm not giving up my soul for anything, Stone. Is all this worth your life?
How can you be happy with this life?
Do you see this apartment? Do you see this view? Trust me, I am very happy with this life. Can you say the same?
You really think a rabbi acts this way?
I told you, this is how the get used to.
You really call your...
You really call yourself?
How can anyone respect you?
Power breeds respect, Stone. But you've never had either, have you?
Just how many others are there?
As I said, more than you can possibly imagine.
Don't you know who I am?
Don't make me laugh. You think you're special?
Why don't you just give up?
Why don't you just die?
People really respect you after all this?
I already told you, Stone. Power breeds respect. But you wouldn't know what that's like, would you?
Are you ready to die?
Are you?
You really think you can win this fight?
Do you think you can stop talking long enough to throw a punch?
Last chance. You want to give up?
No. Do you want to die?
You don't fear for your soul, Zelig?
I fear nothing. Do you fear for your life?
Are you ready to meet God, Zelig?
I'll meet God in my own time, Stone. But not yet.
You really think a rabbi acts this way?
I told you, Stone. This is how the world is. Get used to it.
You really...
You real?
You really...
God, no, I'm sure.
Just how...
As I said, more.
You really...
I told you, Stone. This is get used. I live quite comfortably.
You
God, I'm sure.
How...
Do you see this view? Trust me. Can you?
You really...
This get you. I live.
You don't...
I fear. Do you feel?
How...
Do you trust? Can you?
You really...
This get you. I live.
You...
God, I'm sure.
Are you...
I'll meet, but not. Don't you think?
Last...
No.
You...
God, I'm sure.
How...
Do you trust? Can you?
You really...
This get you.
You don't...
I fear. Do you fear?
Just...
As I said, more.
You...
This get you. I have all I live.
People.
I already powered, but you.
How could
Do you trust? Can you?
you really?
I told you, Stone. This is how the world get you.
Last.
No.
You.
That I'm sure.
Are you?
I'll meet, but not yet. Don't you think? I live.
Zelig, it's over. What do you have to say for yourself?
Mazel tov, Rabbi Stone. I applaud you to have come this far. You certainly are resourceful.
Just what are you saying, Zelig?
I do remember Jack Lauder very well. He came into my office 8 years ago, looking to get married. It seemed that this Zionist, pig-headed rabbi was against it. Oh, the things he said about you. Imagine my surprise when you showed up in my office.
Yeah, I bet you were shocked, all right.
I've done some checking up on you. In all these years, you've never learned to make concessions.
Concessions? Concessions? The Jewish people are slowly becoming extinct. For thousands of years, we've struggled to keep our place on this planet, and you talk of concessions. As a rabbi, I do everything I can to help. And if that means refusing to conduct an interfaith marriage, then so be it. I can still look at myself in the mirror and call myself a rabbi. What are you, Zelig? You're nothing but a common criminal who consorts with gangsters and assassins.
We all have our place in the big machine, Stone. And you're just a tiny squeaky wheel. Now be a good cog and just let me go. I know you don't have the guts to throw me over.
So, it's over?
It's over, Mrs. Lauder. We'll leave Rabbi Zelig for the police.
You're hurt. You're bleeding all over.
It'll be okay, Mrs. Lauder.
Okay, you were shot.
It's all right, let's just get out of here.
Well, all right, if you say so. Are you sure you're okay?
I'm fine, Mrs. Lauder.
Call me Raj, please. After all this, I think you deserve it. But we're going to the hospital and no argument.
Sure.
אצי מלך שמו נקרא.
Thank you, Cantor Kaplan. Is it only in the aftermath of pain that we are justified in questioning God's fairness? Just how much pain must occur to legitimately raise the question, why do bad things happen to good people? Just how much pain? God might not seem fair. We may not always feel connected to him. That is, we may feel lonely, and often do. Yet the underlying reality of our lives is that we are always connected, whether we feel it or not, whether we accept it or deny it. The connection is there. And since we are connected, we are responsible. Battling for goodness is how we give our lives meaning. Maybe there are no answers. Ultimately, we may never find that elusive truth. Yet ultimately, we may find something else. Meaning, significance, and fulfillment. If so, that may be enough.
I told you I'd be back. Rabbi Stone, come with me if you want to live. I've been sent back from the future by your son to protect you from Joe DeMarco. Oh, get to the chopper.
You vile, murdering lowlife. You can go to... Alright, yeah. Little growling, never heard.
Stone smash!
Rabbi mad. Okay.
Alright.
Good night to you, Rabbi Zelig.
Good night to you, Rabbi Stone.
No, good night to you. Okay. Okay.
After all this, I think you deserve it. But we're going to the hospital, and no argument.
Sure, I think that's it.
Sure. I'll go to the hospital with you, baby. Any day. Tra, tra, cha, 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 cha. You and a bird, baby.
I got to go to the Quickie Mart. I'm going to go down there and get a nice old cup of coffee.
There is a time and a place, Rabbi. And this is not it. That is Irish. Hearts, moons, stars, clovers. It's because I'm saying... This is a hard one. Hold on.